Today I'm going to go through cleaning up your portfolio, and I'm going to kind of go over my own portfolio and kind of clean it up. So one of the things as artists, as we work on our stuff, the first thing is that we need to refine our portfolio for what we want to do. So if we want to work in 3D, don't show all your 2D drawings unless it pertains to the models and such. If you are going to want to just do illustration, then don't show photography or other aspects. So it really depends on defining it for the job you want. The other aspect is that you want to start narrowing down your pieces of work. Too much work gets confusing and it gets overwhelming. And so ultimately what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you what I would do to trim down my own portfolio. Now this is about a year and a half old portfolio. And so you can see here that I've got my latest couple of paintings here. I've got some Smarter Art School work here that I did. And I've got some other stuff here as well, so some photo bashing. So the first thing that I would do right off the bat is that I want to get rid of the things that don't feel like they belong. So everything right now is either action-based or scenic-based type of thing, or I've got this portrait here that doesn't make sense to have, and I've got this deserted city here that it's a photo bash and it doesn't make sense to put it in there either. So those are things that I want to basically get rid of. The next thing is start identifying the problems that you have in your particular compositions or your ideas. So for example, one of the things is I've got some tangents going on here and the leg looks a little bit funny. So I need to either fix those or just get rid of them from my portfolio. So those are definitely things that I want to kind of start cleaning up. And you'll notice that I have very similar things. I kind of got in a rut, and so I'll have things like this where the figure is pretty much main center screen and it's not very interesting. So those things could be removed as well. I also want to remove things like it's just kind of poor anatomy. It doesn't look quite right. It just kind of needs to be gone. So ultimately that starts trimming my stuff. So I would definitely get rid of a lot of the different aspects here. And if I cut this down, I don't need something like this little divider to separate things. So getting rid of unessential elements too that clean things up. So one of the things that I'm looking at right now is the action. So I definitely want something that's much more defined. So like this is a good piece. It's got good action. This is a good piece. I think it's got good kind of dynamics to it. And so really thinking about what's your best piece and what not. Now, if you look here right now, I've got 3, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pieces here. Do I need 15 pieces? Definitely not. I can easily cut down my portfolio to be about 5 pieces, 3 to 5 pieces, and that's a good portfolio. So here I have ultimately cut down my portfolio and I'm left with about 6 pieces. And the reason I kept these pieces is because I think this one's got a good sense of feel, good emotion to it, so I kept that. This one's got a good design to it and I kept that. Very energetic these 2 pieces are. It's a little bit different, but it shows the graphic design ability as well. And then here I've got something a little bit out of range that's sci-fi. But overall these work together, and combining them basically is something that you need to ultimately kind of do in order to get a good cohesive portfolio. Remember, quantity is not the best. Pick your quality items and then dump everything else. And sometimes that's really hard, and then sometimes it's easier. So again, every year or two, I go through and I dump all my stuff and I go directly from there. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have other things. Like I do have a concept art kind of thing with my own personal projects. They're not really for anybody. And if you want to keep more of a bigger library of your art, consider DeviantArt or ArtStation, and you can basically put all the content there. But your original home page should be nice and clean and definitely defined on what you want to do. All right? I hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or pop me a note, and I will do my best to get back to you. And from there, I thank you guys for watching.